get knocked down, but you gotta get up. Keep going.
Today we're going to talk about getting you what you want and building a better plan to do that. So we're going to talk about actually fine-tuning your focus, getting clear on what that thing is that you actually want. We're going to talk about your anti-vision, and we're going to talk about building a blueprint so that you spend your time actually pursuing the things that you actually want instead of everything else that the world wants to distract you with right now. I don't know about you guys. Personally, I'm a pretty unfocused person. I have ADHD and I got a lot of moving parts to my life. Also, this is a very distracting world right now. But I have learned from 2 decades of entrepreneurship that I must discipline my focus. Even if it's not easy, even if I don't like it, and even if it's against my nature. And part of your focus is going to be really actually figuring out what you want. It's so funny when people come to me for one-on-one sessions, I will ask people this first question: what do you want? And people will go on and on about the things that they don't want. You know, I don't want to be stuck in my 9 to 5. I don't want to have cat wages. I don't want to be doing this particular kind of work. And I'll say, okay, great, but what do you want? And that question can stump a lot of people. Most people, in fact. That's like level 1 stuff here. We gotta know what you actually want so that we can build a roadmap. But a lot of people have an idea of what they want. But because they realize what they have to do to get it, they check out from that conversation because it feels like a lot of work. It feels like they're going to have to do something different. And that's really uncomfortable for people. You know, I love this quote from Dan Coe. He says, when people say, I don't know what I want, what they're really saying is, I don't want to do the work it takes to get what I want. It's not necessarily that you don't know what you want. It's that you know what you don't want. Meaning you know what you want and you're hiding from doing the things that will get you what you want. Are you guys following? So people are really good at knowing what they don't want. So let's start there. This is going to be a really helpful part of building your roadmap. So most people don't want an unhealthy body, an overwhelmed and stressed out mind. They don't want 0 free time, work that they hate, relationships that suck. They don't want to be poor. They don't want a life without inspiration or purpose. Okay, well, from here, it's pretty easy to figure out what you do want. You want a really healthy and energized and strong body. You want a mind that's crystal clear and at rest. You don't want to be stressed out. You want an abundance of time for you and your family and your friends. You want a career that lights you up, one that you're obsessed with. You want an amazing marriage or relationship. Maybe that relationship is just with your children and your friends and the close people around you. And a lot of people want wealth. Be unapologetic about that. Now, here's where it gets tricky. How do you get those things? How do you get those things? Well, you got to make some strategies. Strategies like, well, I'm going to stop drinking so I'm clear and I can wake up early to write and meditate and move and create. I'm going to build a 7-figure business model that I consistently show up for, like the CEO that I am. And that might include masterminds, workshops, one-to-one work, and a membership. And I'm going to schedule those things into my calendar for the entire year. I'm going to stick to the plan. It might mean I'm going to exercise every single day and eat primal whole foods. It might mean that you're going to spend your evenings with your family or your husband or your significant other instead of working or scrolling. It means you're going to listen and read content that inspires and motivates and uplifts you. And it means that you're going to commit to this process no matter how many times you fail because you know that this is a long haul vision. You see, your mind is programmed for survival and instant gratification, not for growth, happiness, personal achievement. Our ancestors weren't really concerned about that. That means you need a plan. And you need a plan that you're going to stick to no matter what, no matter your feelings, no matter what your mood is trying to dictate, because your mind and body are going to pull you off course to those things that are easy and just plain feel good. The world will distract you endlessly. Your job is to just stay the course. How do you make a simple plan? How do you stay the course so you can actually get what you want? Well, one, we already said this, you have to know what you want. Write out your vision for your life in the next 1, 5, 10, 15, 20 years and go deep into the details. I want to know what it smells like, looks like, feels like. How much money are you making? I want numbers. I want to know like who's around you, what you're doing, how you spend your vacations, how many hours you're sleeping, what your mornings look like. Like seriously, deep into the details. If you can't envision it, you're going to have a really hard time getting there. It's kind of like using a GPS with a blindfold on. Number 2, you have to have a plan. So once you're crystal clear on what the vision looks like, then you reverse engineer the action steps by the decade, the year, month, week, day. What are those landmark stepping stones along the way and the things that you will need to do every single day in order to get there? Because you guys know, I'm sure you guys have been through those busy seasons where you're like working all the time, or like maybe just today and you're like, man, I worked so hard. What did I do today? Are you doing the right things every single day? 3, you have to discipline your focus every day. Every single day you wake up and you write down, what are the 3 most important actions to help me get what I actually want? Don't let anything else happen until those things are done. How do we create the necessary motivation to stay the course? Because we all know discipline is hard, y'all. We identified that it's super important to find clarity on what you want in the future. And we need to know what your future looks like. Because a dream without clarity is actually just a nightmare. Knowing what we want is motivating. But what's really motivating is a crystal clear vision for the future also that we don't want. So I would love for you to have the positive outcome. What does everything look like when you've done your due diligence, when you've stayed the course, when you followed the plan? What does that look like? Now let's get clarity on what life would look like if you didn't follow the plan. We'll call this the anti-vision. So what are the life experiences that you don't want to repeat? The procrastinating, the self-sabotage, the shitty relationships, the moving too fast or overthinking every little decision. What are the patterns of thought and belief and speech that have gotten you to where you're stuck again and again? You know, you book that call with a counselor or therapist and you're just talking about the same problem every time. What are the feelings that you don't want to feel? You're scared, unworthy, unmotivated. What are the limitations that you no longer want to sit at? You know, you always just hover right below that goal. What if you stayed there forever? What if that never shifted? Because for lots of us, we're already there. Those problems, it's the same problems we face every day. We face them for the last decade even. Do you really want to be dealing with those same things the next 5, 10, 20 years and never get what you want? Like, sit with that nightmare because it's real. It's real. Don't kid yourself. If you don't change the path that you're on, you're heading towards this nightmare. So raise your standards. You aren't where you want to be right now because you're okay with where you are. It's not more complicated than that. You've accepted the story that this is comfortable when actually this is anything but comfortable, especially when we think of the future that this is leading us towards. What are your current standards for yourself? How do you speak about yourself, your work, and your life? Are you always cutting yourself down? Are you talking about your business like this little thing? It's not important. Do you complain about your life? How do you spend most of your time? Let me check your screen time. And who do you surround yourself with? Are they people achieving amazing things? Are they really inspiring and positive? Or are they doing the exact same thing that you are? What kind of content are you filling yourself up with? What podcasts are you listening to? What accounts do you scroll on social media? What news are you looking at? And what does your health and your morning routine look like? Are you waking up and drinking coffee while doom scrolling? And most importantly, what do you believe to be true about yourself and your business and your ability to change and do this? Because whatever you believe is your future. So if you believe you can't do this, or that it's hard, or that you don't have enough time, you're right. So how do you raise your standards? What content, materials, podcasts, and books could you consume instead? Guys, I'm so careful what I take in. I'm not saying that I don't look at the odd conspiracy theory or listen to, I love Joe Rogan, I love trigonometry, I love Trish Wood. I'll still listen to them. But I know the effect on me. I know I'm hard self-sabotaging when I'm listening to news related podcasts and when I'm listening to a coaching podcast or something about human optimization or something about business. A totally different effect on my mindset, my energy, and my whole day. I have really high standards for who I surround myself with. My circle is very small. I learn from very few people. They are awake, they're conscious, they're very positive. No one is a doomsday thinker. I don't follow any doomsday thinkers. That circle is really small. I think that's a big one. Like, who are you going to learn and mentor under? Who has what you want and can teach you how to get that? Morning routine is key. You have to really guard your mind and your focus. And the morning is how you prime yourself for the rest of the day. In fact, I have a whole free meditation program called Change Your Mornings, Change Your Life that helps you do just this. I'll put it in the show notes. You guys can download it for free. How do you speak about yourself and your business? Guys, if you work with me one-to-one, I will not let you complain. I will not let you play victim. I will not let you say certain words. If I hear them, I'm going to call you out and I'm going to make you choose something different. Because they're not just words. Your words create emotions. Your emotions form beliefs. Those beliefs stick and they will change how you act in this world. And you got to know how you spend your time, how you spend your day. You got to make a plan. You got to stick to it. You got to be very cognizant of how you spend your time. And you got to analyze how you do it and keep upgrading how you do it. So if you're not where you want to be right now, it meant you were moving towards the wrong vision, or you didn't have a vision at all. It means you didn't make a plan. It means you made choices that didn't fulfill your purpose, joy, relationships, health, career, because you are the result of your choices, plan, and your vision. So if you want something better for yourself, you must focus on who you want to become. This is your identity. You have to have a crystal clear vision for who you want to be, how you want to feel, and what you want your life to look like. And you got to reverse engineer a plan for that. Put it in your calendar and you stick to it. When you have a crystal clear idea of what you actually want and a roadmap to get it, the only thing that you have to do then is stay the course. You've taken the guesswork out of it. Yes, you will fail at some point. Yes, you might make mistakes. You'll get frustrated. You might even get bored. You'll get tired. Your job is just to stay the course. There'll be enhancements along the way. There'll be some changes along the way. But the secret is keep going. I hope you'll take some time here, not just to hear these questions, but to really write them out and really sit with your unique answers. In the meantime, I have a ton of supportive podcasts and freebies, resources that you can use right now to master your mindset, to improve your morning routine, to help you build a business, to make a better plan. You can download my blueprint for free. It's my ebook for helping you build a profitable online business. It is the most empowering thing that I could ever tell you, that you are the result of your choices. It's not the world, it's not the system, it's not the things around you, it's just you. So you can change anything. If you're not where you want to be, you can make a different plan right now. Thanks, guys. See you next time.
Been underground, now I aim for the sky. Don't quit now, you can last longer. All these wounds only making you stronger.